Part of the problem is that we get confused as to what's real. Everything you eat came from somewhere, and everything you drink came from somewhere. And part of the problem is that if your experience is that your food comes from the grocery store and your water comes from a tap, you're going to defend to the death the system that brings those to you because your life depends on it. If your experience is that your food comes from a land base and your water comes from a river, you're going to defend to the death those because your life depends on it. And part of the problem is that systematically and functionally, the system has inserted itself between us and the source of life. Ultimately, everything comes from the earth, but we perceive ourselves and experience ourselves as dependent on the system as opposed to life. And so that's one reason we can make these insane comments like environmentalism is now more about saving civilization than it is saving the planet. That's how we can get there, is because we have gotten confused over what's real. Think about it for a second. What do all of the so-called solutions to global warming have in common? What they all have in common is they take industrial capitalism as a given, and the natural world is having to conform to industrial capitalism. And that is insane in terms of being out of touch with physical reality. That's the literal definition of insanity, being out of touch with physical reality. Because without a living planet, you don't have any social system whatsoever. So the health of the planet has to be primary. It has to be more important than your social system. Because without that healthy planet, there is no social system. And no social system can last that continually destroys its ecological foundation. The societies that have survived, that have been sustainable, have been those that have not harmed the land. We are dependent upon a system that is systematically destroying the planet. So will there ever be a time in the future when humans are again living in some harmony with the land? By definition, either yes, or we won't be living at all. This way of living will not last forever. And when it's done, I would prefer that there's more of the world left rather than less.